Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Get ready because the way you get around is about to change forever. We're talking about robotaxis. And Uber, that company we all use every day, is about to drop a bombshell. They're making massive moves that could totally redefine transportation as we know it. And it's not what you might expect. What if I told you that in just a few years, your Uber driver might not be a person at all, but a super smart car? Stick around because we're breaking down Uber's bold new plan and why it could mean big things for your future rides. Here's the deal. Uber isn't trying to build the next self-driving car itself anymore. Remember a few years ago when they were pouring tons of money into their own autonomous tech? Well, they've totally changed gears. They sold off their self-driving unit in 2020 because it was just too expensive and hard to do alone. Now, Uber's brilliant strategy is to be the platform that all these robotaxis run on. Think of it like this. They want to be the ultimate operating system for robotaxis. Instead of building the vehicles or the complex self-driving software, Uber is teaming up with the biggest players in the game. They've already got robotaxis from Waymo, Alphabet's self-driving division, operating right now in cities like Austin, Texas, and Atlanta, Georgia. They're also working with companies like Pony AI, Wave in the UK, and Baidu's Apollo Go in places like China and the Middle East. This strategic pivot lets Uber focus on what it does best: connecting riders with vehicles, managing the routes, handling payments, and making sure your experience is smooth. If robotaxis take off, Uber wins big without having to carry all the massive costs of making the cars themselves. Now, for the really big news that just hit the wires. Uber is making an enormous bet on the future. They've just sealed a huge deal with electric vehicle maker Lucid and autonomous tech startup Nuro. This partnership means Uber plans to put more than 20,000 Lucid Gravity SUVs, equipped with Nuro's cutting-edge self-driving system, onto the roads over the next 6 years. These aren't just test cars. This is a full-blown robotaxi program, set to kick off next year in a major US city. Uber is even investing hundreds of millions of dollars directly into Nuro and Lucid to get this project rolling. The company's CEO, Dara Khosrowshahi, is super confident about this move. He's been in talks with major banks and private equity firms to secure even more funding for this robotaxi expansion. Uber has a few ways they plan to make money from this. They might pay their partners a set fee for using their driverless cars, or they could share revenue with the companies that own and operate these robotaxi fleets. They're even considering owning some vehicles themselves and then licensing the self-driving software from others. Uber is currently using a small portion of its roughly $7 billion in yearly cash to fund these early rollouts, and they might even sell off smaller parts of their business to finance even more growth. The CEO believes that once they prove just how much revenue these robotaxis can generate each day, money will pour in from everywhere. So why is Uber so focused on robotaxis? The biggest reason is cost. Right now, a whopping 70% of every single Uber ride goes to paying human drivers. Imagine how much more profitable each ride could be if there's no driver to pay. Robotaxis can also operate 24/7, offering constant availability and potentially boosting Uber's long-term profit margin. But it's not just about passenger rides. Uber's vision for autonomy is much bigger. They're also deploying robotic delivery bots through partnerships with companies like Avride, Coco, and Serve to bring you food and packages in cities like Miami, Dallas, and Jersey City. These little robots are cheaper to run, don't need tips, and can work all day and night. This could be a game changer for Uber Eats, which typically operates on lower profit margins. They're even piloting autonomous freight trucks with Aurora to automate the entire logistics chain. This means everything from delivering your takeout to hauling massive cargo across states could eventually be driverless. Of course, the robotaxi race is heating up. Tesla launched its own robotaxi service in Austin in June, and Waymo is now active in 5 US cities. There are still some hurdles like regulations and getting people comfortable with driverless cars, but Uber says they haven't seen any drop in demand in cities where robotaxi services are already running. Many analysts believe the total available market for robotaxis could eventually be worth trillions of dollars, so there's definitely room for multiple winners. Uber isn't trying to be the only player, they're trying to be the indispensable platform that connects everything. This strategy prepares Uber for its next major growth phase. By focusing on aggregating demand and partnering with the best autonomous vehicle companies, Uber is positioning itself to profit no matter which company ultimately builds the best self-driving car. It ensures Uber remains central to how we move around and get things delivered, whether there's a human driver behind the wheel or not. What do you think about Uber's bold move into robotaxis? Are you ready to hop into a driverless car? Let us know in the comments below. If you found this breakdown insightful, please give this video a like, subscribe to our channel for more financial insights, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.